Check, check, check that mic. Yes, Pika. I can hear you loud and clear, and thank you for picking out my t-shirt today. I do, what? Do you know any you can set me up with? Introduce us, put us in the same room together, see if sparks can fly? No? You wouldn't do that for me? Well, hey. Thanks, Pika, you little bastard. Hi! Happy Saturday! Welcome to the Comics Coffee Table. That's right, grab a cup of whatever it is you're shoving under your nose today. Hope you're having a great weekend. Yeah, that's right. It's 3 o'clock, U.S. Eastern Daily. We talk about our hobby, comic books. Come and join us. I love talking about comic books. I think you guys do too. Oh, that's a good cuppa. Good stuff. How you doing today? Happy Saturday. We're going to leave the real world's problems over there just for a few minutes in our busy day. We're going to pull up a chair to our very own Comics Coffee Table. The coffee table was always where my friends and I would congregate and hang out, shoot the breeze, and there would always be a stack of books on the at the coffee table. There would always be, a stack of movies. There would be a stack of music, a stack of video games. We were always trying to turn each other on to, and there would always be a stack of Funnybooks as well. Yeah. So it's in that tradition and in that spirit that we continue that conversation, that comic book shop style conversation here at our very own Comics Coffee Table, where we can take our minds off of our minds for a few minutes in our busy days and embrace escapism. What we love most is this medium of comic books and the love that we put into it and the love that we get back. It's like what the Beatles said, in Abbey Road, And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. That's right. Don't quit your day job, kid. Awesome. How are you doing today? It's good to see you all in the live chat premiere. If you're unable to make the premiere, you can continue this comic book shop style conversation in the comment section. Yeah, you totally can. You're welcome to, and you're part of this. I love this time that we spend together talking about comic books. And a big part of the mission of this show is to bring up the awareness that our local comic book shops, our LCS, they need our patronage. Not just getting your weekly books there, but I'm getting my supplies there too. I'm picking up short boxes from now on because long boxes are getting way too heavy for me in my old age. Snugs, aka, comic book bags, and acid-free boards, and I could be getting these supplies from my online supply chain. The one with the free delivery, shipping, and the built-in movie network. But no, I want to help be part of keeping my comic book shops open and alive and vibrant for as long as I can. I want them to go on for thousands of years. Indeed. And, yeah, I'm agreeing to pay the retail markup, and it doesn't make me stupid. It makes me know where my money's going, literally. It's weird. I can get a short box at one comic book shop for $4.99, and at the other ones, it's $7.99, and that's a $3 difference, but one is in a different location. I know must have a much higher rent than the other. So does that justify overpaying? It just, for me, it's all going to just to keep these stores open, because when they're gone, they're gone. Remember, these are brick and mortar mom and pop shops. These are local businesses. They need our patronage. And I'm happy and content to, that's where I spend my discretionary income, you know? I can afford that. I can do that. It's worth it to me that these comic book shops are kept open, because when they're gone, they're gone. You know, they're going to go the way of the record store or the mall toy store. And you know, I believe there will always be a niche boutique comic shop. You know, yes, but the direct market as we know it is changing before our very eyes in our own time. So what do we have today? Pika is my executive producer. He makes show notes, copious amounts of show notes that I'm contractually obligated to read. You know, we got Drinka, who is the cameraman and boom mic operator. We got Canadian Bear, the studio audience. You know, this show is pre-recorded, but it's live before a studio audience of my stuffed animals from our Boston studios. And we are a geeky chill stream, and we look to just try to be as positive as we can in this dark age of everyone's outrage and perpetual disappointments and our distractions and escapism. It's as if there's a war on escapism. It really feels that way sometimes. And if that you're not part of someone's tribe, that you're enemy and other. I'm not falling for that. I'm not going to agree to that. I've only got, less than 40 years left on this planet? What am I going to do with my time? I'm going to read comic books and try to be as entertained as possible by my old friends and stories here. We started this show at the beginning of last year doing learning how to do a daily show. And I have this. This is a Coffeetable book. It was given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends and has literally been surfing my coffee table ever since, being an ever-present and very popular item on that coffee table that friends would just pick up, thumb through, and it would be the cause of really good conversations. These comic book shop-style conversations. And so what we did was we could open up this book to today's date. We could look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age, sometimes problematic. And we would read the blurb, and then we would talk about comic books. And it gave us the structure we needed to be able to say, hey, we can literally talk about comic books every day. And as I like to, exclaim, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. That's right. So let's do it. Let's see how this holds up. This is September 9th. This is from the cover of Leading Comics number 4, fall of 1942. And it's the 7 Soldiers of Victory. And that may or may not be problematic in the background. I'm not sure. Is it? We'll find out. I always make the caveat about this book that it's made from an antediluvian age. The golden age of DC Comics, or the golden age of comics in particular, run from 1938 until 1955. The Silver Age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age between 1970 and 1984. I am a Bronze Age baby myself. There is the Copper Age between 1994 and 1993. Kind of short for an age of comic books. But 93 was when Vertigo became an imprint at DC, and that's when the Image Revolution happened. And we've been in some nebulous catch-all modern age of comics ever since. I disagree with that notion, but yet it is codified and written down in the industry standard of the Overstreet Price Guide and the glossary. I can respect that and accept it. And I can work around it, too. Awesome. The Overstreet Price Guide. You can pick that up at your LCS, too, or ask them to order you one. and the new 53rd edition is out. I need to get on the ball and get that, or maybe I should just wait until, the opening of 2024 and just, skip a year. Maybe, I don't know. We unfiltered lo-fi charm. We go by the seats of our pants here. What? You don't wear pants, Pika. Ah, goodness. But yeah, let's read the blurb. Let's look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. As I like to say, oh, diversity. Yeah, no. Well, actually, no. Yeah, that's not a lot of diversity. That's part and parcel, But with the day, and the future is getting better for everyone, I guess. Sure, right? Leading Comics advertised 5 favorite features because some of its 7 soldiers of victory had already been teamed up in their appearances elsewhere. The Star-Spangled Kid and Stripesy, Green Arrow and Speedy. This sort of confusion may account for the fact that this particular supergroup never experienced the popularity enjoyed by the more star-studded Justice Society of America. The rest of the 7 soldiers, including Vigilante, the Crimson Avenger, not shown in the cover detail, and the Shining Knight. Well, the Shining Knight's not shown in the cover detail. Also, Crimson Avenger had a kid sidekick named Wing, who was the 8th soldier of victory, and who, in the Bronze Age, sacrificed his life to save all of creation and the 7 soldiers. It's true, yeah, and it was touched upon in the recent Stargirl, The Lost Children, written by Jeff Johns and drawn by Todd Knock. That was really good. And I was waiting to see what they were going to do with Wing, and just like, wow, that was pretty heavy. But yeah, here's your comic book art of an antediluvian age. Leading Comics, and I'm going to read this from, you guessed it, the Wiki! That's right, because I love reading from wikis. Reading from the Wiki, that's what, with my peaky. Leading Comics is a 1942 to 1955 comic book published by what is now DC Comics during the 1940s and early 1950s, a period known to fans and historians as the Golden Age of comic books. Books. That's right. At the title's inception, DC was actually 2 companies. This is good to know. National Comics, later National Periodical Publications, and All American Publications, which was like a sister publication. They were just, and National and All American shared some ownership and advertised and co-branded their comics as if they were one company. On All-Star Comics. They also collaborated on All-Star Comics, the All-American publication, which featured the Justice Society of America, a superhero team including characters from both companies' stables. The Spectre and the Flash from National, the Spectre and Starman from National, and the Flash and Green Lantern were from All-American. And, yeah. And then they united and became one company. And then, in 1977, they rebranded into DC Comics itself. DC comes from Detective Comics, which was their #1 seller. And actually the first the first national comic in 1935. Yeah, that's right. So DC has actually got their 90th anniversary is coming up in less than 2 years. It's going to be 2024 before you know it. It's one more year. Will there be another crisis? Oh, I hope not. Seriously, we're crisised out. Crisis on Infinite Midlife Crisis. Something like that, huh? Yeah, More Fun Comics was the first DC comic. Given the success of JSA, National decided to develop a team title of its own. This became Leading Comics #1 from winter of 1941-1942, of which debuted the 7 Soldiers of Victory, a team made up exclusively of characters from National's anthology publications, from More Fun Comics, Adventure Comics, Action Comics, Detective Comics, and Star-Spangled Comics. Like its predecessor, All-Star Comics, each issue of Leading was taken up with a single adventure of the Seven Soldiers of Victory, broken into multiple chapters, each featuring one or two heroes. However, the heroes of the Seven Soldiers of Victory were hardly the company's most popular characters, most of those already being members of the JSA, and the strip lasted through only the first 14 issues of Leading. And when the superhero genre faded in popularity in the late 1940s, after the war, World War II, to be specific, DC Comics decided to focus more on other genres such as science fiction, western, humor, and romance. Leading Comics led the charge as the first DC comic title to drop its superheroes. With its summer 1945 issue, number 14, Leading switched to talking animals with the introduction of Nero Fox, who was billed as the jive jumping emperor of ancient Rome. And in issue 23, which was in February-March of 1947, Nero Fox was dropped by the cover featured its first story in each issue, to be replaced by Peter Porkchops, a pig, yeah, and it became Leading Screen Comics at issue 34 in 1948, and published regularly until issue 77, where its final issue was in September of 1955, at the end of the golden age of comics. And in comes in the Comics Code Authority seal of approval, and the Silver Age officially begins with DC Comics Showcase number 4 in October of 1956, the debut of the Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. And we've been racing ever since. That's true, yeah. And that is the old show in a way. Yeah. We got funny books. A lot of the show is about rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire collection, and I am about to retire one of these boxes. I don't feel like I want to, waste boards on everything. So I'm just, moseying them over from long boxes into short boxes. I'm saying c'est la vie. Here we go. That's the end of this box. I'm going to now disassemble this box. Let's say thank you for your service, oh box of long. And I will put you into the recycling bin where you can hopefully have a second life. It's maybe a newspaper, or maybe another box and for another person, for another reason. Here we go. Boom. Wow, that's one long box down. That's our first long box that we've broken down. And we got a couple more to get. We got several more to get through. But yeah, here we go. And that's that for that long box. Let's thank you, old long box, for protecting my funny books. We'll find you a yeah. Well. What do we have here? I don't get Archie comics anymore because of this. Afterlife with Archie. Now, I love the creators here. Roberto Aguirre Sacasa is really decent writer, done a lot of things. I love Francesco Francavilla. I really do. So I want to be as gentle as I can with my hate of this, I guess. This was a disappointment. It's great art. I mean, this is an Archie comic that's set in its own kind of universe, and so it's modernly updated. What happens is Reggie accidentally kills Jughead's dog, Hot Dog, and running it over. And oh look, see, Betty and Veronica fighting, best friends, and both of them are, after Archie, and what happens is that Reggie brings the dog to Sabrina, the teenage witch, who is part of the Archie continuity. And she's told by her aunts, you don't abuse your power. So Reggie hits up Sabrina for a favor. Can you bring back Jughead's beloved dog, Hot Dog, back from the dead? And she does. But Hot Dog comes back as a zombie. And then bites Jughead, who turns into a zombie and becomes the leader of the zombies. And then Riverdale turns into, hey, look, it's Snow White. Wow. We've seen that face before from Snow White recently, huh? Waka waka. And slowly the whole town of Riverdale becomes infected with this zombie virus, and Archie and the gang are on the run for their lives. And so it's Archie meets The Walking Dead. See, zombie comics were huge. This came out, where's the indicia? 2014. And so, yeah, I got the first trade paperback and then started getting the floppies. It's hard to find issue number 10. Issue number 10 is a spin-off of... it's about the wedding of Sabrina to Cthulhu, which is pretty hardcore. It's like... yeah, she just... It deals with ideas of a non-consensual wedding night and being drowned, and being taken to the deep. And but the thing is, it was supposed to have been 12 issues long. It was in issue number 8 here. See, this is issue 7. So it's a nice variant cover in the traditional Archie style. Here at issue 8, we begin the Archie horror imprint. And which is kind of like weird because they couldn't finish this great story. I mean, this is one of my biggest disappointments as a comic book fan. This is sometimes you have to be really, you have to have the knowledge that sometimes comic book titles just end. There's no getting around it, and there's no hope for it being completed. Yeah, the Archie horror imprint has The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Jughead the Hunger, Vampironica, and Blossoms 666. And so this book was published from October 2013 to 2016. There were only 10 issues. And issue 10 was the last issue. And as I said, it's hard to find. I was looking for it for a while. And then something happened. There is some kind of drama that happened with the creators, I believe, and it never got finished. And it kind of broke my heart as a comic book fan. I was just like, this volume was expected to consistent. The second volume, like of this was supposed to. This volume was expected to be consistent. Consist of 7 issues, issues 6 through 12. The comic had not had any issues released since issue 10 on August 31st, 2016. While cover art does exist for issues 11 and 12, they have never been published in single issues or collected editions. And, I mean, what happened? I mean, I see it on a Reddit here. Any updates regarding Afterlife with Archie number 11? This is from 4 years ago. The sense I get is Roberto Aguirre Sacasa is focusing on writing for the Archie TV shows, Riverdale, and Caddy Keene, which were on CW. Likely those properties are more lucrative to the brand. Yeah, it's just, there is no update. There is no, League of Comic Geeks. Oh, wow. Fernando Ruiz shared the cover art. Hi everyone, it's been a busy month. First of all, we're looking at my cover for a fictional Afterlife with Archie number 11. For those who don't know, Afterlife with Archie was a popular series with the Riverdale gang found themselves caught up in a zombie apocalypse. For reasons I won't go into here, the series dribbled along taking long gaps in between issues. Finally, after its 10th issues, the series came to a halt. Archie Comics insists that it had not been canceled, but months went on without another issue. Finally, Archie admitted the series was on hiatus, a corporate speak friendly phrase that the company uses in place of a more terminal and honest canceled. It's not very likely we'll ever see an issue of Afterlife with Archie again. And, I have always wanted, I blocked Archie comics after this. I will never buy an Archie comic again after this. And, so you're going into the box. And, but here's some, now this was interesting. Zombie by John Rossum, but art by Fraser Irving. Amazing art. I was going to bring up something, we call it bisexual lighting. It's this overuse of purple in current age, but it's been going on for a while. We definitely got hey, look, Being Human, BBC America. When did this come out? 2012? Holding the Line. Drawing the Line at $2.99. Yeah, May 2011. Hey, look. Video game ads. Oh, I know, huh? But yeah, I guess, this bisexual lighting has been around for a while, huh? But I love Fraser Irving art. He's about a zombie. Well, we get an info dump here because Zombie was a, what is Zombie? Let's look it up real quick because we have the intro poop here available to us. Zombie was, Zombie number 0 came out in January of 1994 and it was a Korean-American scientist named David Kim. He developed nanotechnology virus capable of extensive tissue regeneration. He was devoured by his nanites, and Kim became the zombie. So this is the second kind of volume of Zombie from the original writer and co-creator John Rossum. And we need a new bag here. That's so flimsy. Yeah, let's rebag, reboard, rebox. Let's not throw that on the floor. I like Zombie. I will get a book just for Fraser Irving's art. Here we go. And oh, look. Here we go. I was going to talk a bit more about bisexual lighting. It's a derisive term that we use. There's like, okay, it is, I've got this, so I just did a web search and because I wanted to learn more. It's about design. It's about the publishing industry, and it's about marketing, and it's about advertising as well. And this is from last year. The year of purple, how 2022's it color is influencing design. Everyone follows the color of the year announcements. Some agree, some don't. But almost everyone wants to know what it is. Even if you don't explicitly look for Pantone's announcement, you still know this information. That's because it is everywhere. Right from your favorite fashion blogger to interior designers to popular marketing campaigns, the most popular colors often appear. This is from KIMP.io/purple in design. Humans have a very primal connection to colors as seen in color psychology. I've always wanted to learn more about color theory in art and in publications, and especially how, it ultimately relates to our love of comic books here, Pantone is they make colors. Pantone USA. It's recognized globally as the leading source of color expertise. Pantone Color Institute provides color insights and solutions. They make paints and colors, you know what I mean? And what is the meaning of Pantone? In 1963, Pantone, meaning all colors, combining pan and tone, developed the first color matching system. Thanks to this system, graphic designers can see exactly what yellow would look like on paper and provide the printer with the Pantone number to make sure they got what they wanted. Yeah, huh? And, but yeah, so we derisively call... In my YouTube spheres, we derisively call it bisexual lighting because it's associated with pride flags, and so like I said, it's not to be. We don't diss people for their identity here at our show. Because I have gay people in my family. I have gay people I work with at work. All my life too. Being, in the hospitality industry. I mean, this is a 20th century based joke, but back in the day when I started working in restaurants in the early 90s, I mean, there's nothing more stereotypical than a gay waiter. And just like, I was always, it was eye-opening. I came from a very cloistered neighborhood where, South Boston, Massachusetts. It's very Irish Catholic. And so I had to but I always had gay people in my family, so I got nothing, but love for all people. But this purple color is just everywhere, and it's obnoxious, and it's just like, but it's, there's part of me that says, well, it's being used on purpose to condition you in a way, because it's in the background and you're not meant to notice it. It's just, but it's everywhere. Humans have a very primal connection to colors, as seen in color psychology, and our varied reactions to different color palettes clearly show us this. It is completely understandable that the color of the year is almost always a reflection of what is currently trending and the prevailing mood of the world. So what is the color of the year for 2022? Well, the popular color institute Pantone synthesized its own color from 2022, and it's named it Very Perry, as in like periwinkle, I guess. And recently, the trend spotting firm WGSN has named Orchid Flower a color with a purple hue as 2022's color. Seeing all this and more, Kemp strongly feels that 2022 is definitely the year of purple. Being a graphic and video design company, we are excited to explore purple in marketing and design. And why is 2022 the year of purple? There's the Biden inauguration, Spotify Wrapped 2021, the McDonald's Saweetie meal. Why is purple's 2022 color? Luxury and innovation, Gen Z and millennial appeal, and equality. There it is. It's the color of equality. The many shades of purple: Very Perry, Orchid Flower, Velvet Violet, Ultraviolet, which was 2018's color of the year, and Millennial Lavender. See, this is coming from design and marketing and advertising, which all trickle down eventually to Funnybooks and their design, because this is about design. This is about marketing. This is about publications. They follow trends. I mean, you see this color everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, look at this. This is an annual. This is the annual 20. This is Simon Bisley. Oh, man. He usually comes to every Boston, convention. Simon Bisley is also known for his work on DC's Lobo. You know, the main man. Bisley's just an amazing artist, but he's just... he's a character, man. I love talking to him. I just like... I barely have any of his work, but he's such a character. I'm a huge fan of Hellblazer, of the old Hellblazer. I mean, it seems that one of the best things I saw coming out of Night Terrors was John Constantine lighting up a cigarette. I'm like, oh, looks like the old John. Here's a good one for us. Alien comics. These, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the blue bag. Woo! Look, ding, we got a corners. I got this in a, this is a 4-issue limited. I got these are old Dark Horse comics. Look at that trade dress. Look at that corner there. Let's look at the indicia on this. I thought these were, look, Mark Verheiden did the strip. Art by Dennis Beauvais. Lettering by Tom Pinea. This is volume 2 from 1989. So that's Hicks. All right, and Hicks and Newt are part of this. They're not dead. This was made before Alien 3. So canonically, so it happens canonically, I guess, in a different world. Volume 1 there's an omnibus just got released by Marvel, who just got the 20th Century Fox license and who are currently doing Alien comics. They get to reprint these. And the first volume of these Alien comics, they were black and white, and they defines sci-fi horror. There was just there was something in there that, like, I thought that really called the Patriot Act. More than a decade before 9/11 happened. And it was like they were, torturing the government had just, kidnapped, a terrorist, and they were torturing him for information, and it was just this most horrible fate. They just, they gave the guy a nerve block. He was strapped to a gurney. He had a mirror in front of his face so he could see his feet. And what they were going to do is he couldn't feel what was happening, but he could see what they were doing to his body. And they were just carving him up bit by bit, starting with his toes and working his way up his legs. And he's in horror. And so, and they really don't show anything, but they come back after time, and he's blood splattered and he's begging. And I'm just like, it was like, due to the Freedom from Information Act, that we are allowed to sequester you and to question you in this manner, and this is all legal. And it just so years later, when you had the Patriot Act and when you had Guantanamo, it was just like, oh my goodness, science fiction once again, predicting what's going to happen in real life. Yeah, this is reboarding, rebagging, and reboxing. We're almost full here, huh? There we are. That's great. And we have got one down. All right. New 52, Red Lanterns. New 52, New Guardians. It's some Kyle Rayner stuff. You're not getting boards. You'd be lucky in the dollar bin. Mage. This was a dollar comic from Image. Yeah, I loved Mage. Matt Wagner. This was good stuff. Now the art in this is just really terrible in hindsight. But Mage came out in the mid '80s. Let's see, what's in the Adicia? I had a T-shirt of Mage. Does it say when? So this was from 2010, but Mage itself, it doesn't show. What does it say? 84. Let's look it up real quick. Mage, the Hero Discovered, started in February of 1984 and went to 1986, and that was the first, that was the first Mage, the Hero Discovered, and then it became the Hero Defined, and then Mage, the Hero Denied, which was the last part of it, wrapping up a trilogy, and that was pretty recent too, July 2017 to February 2019. But I was into this Mage, the Hero Discovered, and that was from Comico, or is it Comico? They also had the Robotech license as well. But I had that T-shirt because it looked at the black T-shirt with the lightning bolt on it, and so if it was a white lightning bolt, but a gold one would signify Black Adam, who was not popular at the time. It was relative only true sick comic geeks like me would know Black Adam. And then we have just, Max Payne, some free issue. Wolverine number 300. We have A versus X. This is New Avengers Annual. Look, hey, bisexual lighting. The color purple again. But yeah, so the Biden inauguration. We all know that this is not a marketing campaign, but it was too good to miss. The Biden inauguration was special for many reasons, but for us, it was the explosion of the color purple that cinched the deal. And yeah, let's see. And ever since 2016's Color of the Year turned up as Rose Quartz, Millennial Pink has come into existence. It's a color that designers and design agencies consider to be most appeal to millennials, based on their fashion and decor choices. And from there, the reign of the pastel shades began. But recently, owing to the K-pop explosion and the natural evolution of millennial pink into darker shades, millennials and Gen Z have moved on to shades of purple. Since they make up a majority of consumers with buying power, brands too have adopted this color to appeal to this demographic. And equality, here it goes, the social, dare I say, conditioning element to it. Equality. Last but not least, society has changed a lot in the last few years. Social inequity and justice are now in the limelight more than ever. What this means to the current generation is that they want to grow up in a fair and equal society. The color purple has a long history associating with some of the most powerful movements of our generation. Right from the women's rights movement, the LGBTQIA plus pride flag, and the gender equality movement, to name a few. This positive association has made it a preferred color for many individuals worldwide. Wow. Yeah. And, Very Perry, Orchid Flower, Velvet Violet. All these. I'm a sucker for zero issues. This is Superman Beyond. Yeah, this was pretty fun. This is set in the Superman. This is set in the Batman Beyond universe. And that's pretty much that. Yeah. DC Comics 1 of 6. Paul Levitz wrote this, but this is this is probably the third Legion. When's this from? December of 2011. Holding the line, drawing the line at $2.99. Oh, Nova, Fabric of the Cosmos. I'm a big old Legion fan. Let's get you in there. You know I'm a sucker for a Zero issue. This is like volume 2 of Batwoman in the New 52. Now, it was pretty good for a while. I was tuned in to Batwoman for at least 8 issues. J.H. Williams II was, he did the volume 1 of Batwoman with Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka did the writing, and J.H. Williams III did the art. And so he was given full reins. Now, I love, look, this is great art. This is like these panel progressions. These, just like the use of panels is so expressive in Batwoman. Like, look at these panels. Look at this art. It's just really good storytelling values. But overall, Rucka is the superior writer, and this lost a lot. This is, so I have the Batwoman, because Batwoman premiered in Detective Comics, that this current Kate Kane. Yeah. Wow, we got to wrap the show up. Sorry that it's gone on so long, but happy Saturday. I'm glad that you're hanging out and having a nice Saturday with us. And but do some of these really deserve new bags and boards? No, these bags are fine. And look, there's a little bit more room in here. And we have our first long box to be retired. Awesome. I'm really psyched about that. Okay, we're making headway. There are a couple of more long boxes there that are just sparsely populated, and we're just going to migrate those and keep it going. We're going to keep bagging, boarding, and boxing. And we're going to keep talking about comic books daily, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Join us. Smash that like button. Turn on those notifications. And please, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, please. We make lots of different content here. We talk about cooking, spirituality, bunnies, planets that you can see with your naked eye, and pop culture hot takes, and most of all, we like to talk about comic books. But thank you so very much. Enjoy your Saturday. Giving you a heads up, tomorrow after the show at 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Daily, I'll be going on Ryan Roger Athay's show. It's called Reality Based Comics. I'm going to be on a quick panel show after the new release show here on Sundays, the Sunday usual new release show. And thank you so very much for dropping by today. God bless, namaste, good luck, and we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao, bye-bye.